don't you have a negative thought about L. Ron Hubbard, for God's sakes?
Well, they also have like it feels like the mafia when you talk about them, because you'll hear about, for example, what's up, guys? If you're not, yeah. So I think a real irony here with this religion is that if we go back to like the big three again, so like Christianity, Judaism, Islam, you got the Bible, you got the Torah, you got the Quran. Now, each of these churches has their secrets on the inside and whatever, but the basis of the story of their religion is public domain. They talk about it to everyone. You get all the Jehovah's Witnesses coming to your door knocking saying, hey, find Jesus, right?
Yeah.
So that's a common thing across religion. What it seems to me is that Scientology, all the basis of the religious aspect of it, they wanted none of that in the public domain. They didn't want anyone to even know what they believed.
Yeah, well, when you have a 2,000-year-old story of Jesus, that's in the public domain.
Yes.
Hubbard's writing could be copyrighted. And that's a way they were able to say, hey, I'm saying this is the cold historical fact of life, but it's copyrighted cold historical facts. And this is the insane way that the court system works. They... groups like Scientology are able to use the law to shield themselves as they continue to ruin people's lives and just commit the most awful, disgraceful actions against members and people who just try to speak out.
Well, when L. Ron Hubbard actually came up with the religion itself, Scientology, and put it to work, did he have, obviously their headquarters we know now is Clearwater and everything, but did he have specific areas and people that he wanted to target with this? And how long, how quickly did it grow before he had to go on the lam around the world, which we'll get to as well?
Well, he wanted to target anyone who had money. But around 55 or 56, I think, he put out a hit list of celebrities. And he listed a few dozen people like Jack Benny, Ed Sullivan, Red Skelton, these people who were big names at the time and you have never heard of, I'm sure. And Hubbard said, any Scientologist who brings one of these people into the fold, oh my God, you're going to be treated royally. And none of them ever were suckered into the group. It wasn't until John Travolta that they had any success, and that was in the 70s. That was the start of really the celebrity onslaught. As they kept getting more and more of these celebrities in. Most of them weren't major celebrities. There are very few of them. You had Travolta, Tom Cruise, but Tom Cruise really believes that Scientology is responsible for his success. You can see it in the video that he did.
A lot of these guys do.
Yeah. Because L. Ron Hubbard said that that's the case, and you are built to believe that anything that works in Scientology is L. Ron Hubbard's genius, and if it doesn't work, you did something wrong. So you put yourself in the mindset of saying, okay, well, I got to get my shit together, and once I do, this is going to be perfect. But Cruise really thinks that he's a successful, huge movie star because of Scientology, where in reality, Tom Cruise is Tom Cruise because he's Tom Cruise, not because of any Dianetics or any Scientology aspect at all. If all it took was for you to be a Scientologist, every actor or artist who joined Scientology should be at the level of Tom Cruise, and they're not.
Well, maybe
so you got John Travolta, but you have Joey Travolta, his brother, who nowhere. You got Frank Stallone, I think, was a Scientologist for a while. If Scientology really was the key to being a brilliant artist, well, all of these people would be successful.
But and we'll get into the full background of the audits and stuff like that soon. But you know how like there's a lot of people who are successful who have a clear routine, right? Not everyone, but some people, they're so rigorous about, this is my routine. This is my routine.
Sure.
This is what I do. I wake up at this time. I do this. I do that. And it helps. It almost puts their body into a pattern that allows them to then go on to cruise control while they work to then have success in what they do. Is it possible that some of the non-religious aspects, rather the self-help aspects of Scientology that aren't necessarily rooted in science, but is it possible that some of that involves mental rewiring that actually makes people, I don't want to use the woo-woo terms, but like manifest some things through their work to then happen that then they think like, oh my God, this is the only reason it happened because of that, because this works for me.
Well, I think you're right. It's not so much the religious aspects that are part of this. It's the methods that are used. It's the thoughts that are instilled in you that you are all powerful. You just have to unleash that. It gives you a confidence that perhaps you really aren't worthy of, but you can be bolder. You can go into an audition without so much fear because you know how to do this. So yeah, there are aspects of that. Let me give you an example from a different side of this, not showbiz, but. Scientology has a lot of front groups that they use to get the message out there. Because if you just say, hey, we're Scientology and we believe you were blown up in a volcano, come in and find out about that. Instead, they have to do things like put together a marketing branch for the Hubbard management tech. And they'll do seminars to bring in professionals and show them how to make money in their business. And this is targeting especially things like people like dentists and chiropractors, these people who make a lot of money from their practice, but when they're going through their education, they don't learn how to run an office the way medical doctors apparently do. That's part of their education. So they found this niche market, and they hit up these dentists and chiropractors and say, oh, we'll show you how to make money. One of the things they instill in you is hard sell, because everything in Scientology is hard sales. But they'll explain, you need to get this patient, get them to prepay for all the work they're going to need done. Probably nothing right now needs to be done, but down the line they're going to need this. So have them prepay for that right now. So you're strong arming your customers, and that works for a while until people get catch on to you they start warning other people. In the meantime, Scientology has found a way to get their members working in the dentist office. So Scientology knows exactly how much money the dental practice is making, so they know how much they can bleed out of the dentist.
So it's like an intelligence mission. They go to their people, they're like, Donna, you look like you'd be a good hygienist. Hop on in there, kid. Like, that's pretty much what they're doing?
Well, people would run the office, essentially, and I interviewed a couple of married dentists in Chicago back in 2000 that explained this whole process. They came in because the husband went to one of these seminars and thought that was wonderful. They got involved in that. And then, of course, Scientology says, well, there are other aspects of your life. How's your relationship going? How's this? We can help you. Come on down to the church and we'll talk to you there. And in this case, the wife, when it turned into let's go to the Church of Scientology, she was going, no way, this is a cult. No, sir, I don't want any part of it. But the husband convinced her, let's give it a shot. She eventually got sucked in From that position, she became the true believer, and he started having doubts. And she would talk to the Scientologists, people in charge of their, auditing, and she would complain about her husband starting to have some doubts about Scientology, and the Scientologist would tell her, dump him. You've had millions of husbands before. You're going to have millions of husbands again. Dump him.
Oh, my God.
This is what Scientology believes. If somebody's going to have doubts, get rid of them, because we want you to keep paying us money. We need to bleed you dry. If he's out, okay, just cut him off. But don't you have a negative thought about L. Ron Hubbard, for God's sakes.
Well, they also have like it feels like the mafia when you talk about them, because you'll hear about, for example, like Leah Remini. Am I saying that right?
Leah Remini.
Leah Remini. God damn it. I'm having a tough day. But Leah Remini, she's talked about it a bunch before, how she would get summoned to Clearwater. They'd say, you must come here. You must do an audit, or whatever. And then she'd have to pay for it and everything. And then I think they would ask her to donate more to Scientology. They're basically like bilking her checks for the church, and she feels forced to do it. Why do you think more people, when they get summoned, from LA or from Sioux City, wherever they are, don't just say, nah, I can't do that right now?
Well, it depends how dedicated they are. I'm sure not everybody hops on the plane and comes down to Clearwater. But if you want to be a good Scientologist moving up the bridge, you're going to do everything you can to stay in the good graces, pay the fortune for the, each escalating tier of courses you're going to take. All the while, there is eternity waiting for you. Nothing may make sense as you're going along. There's always that next course that's going to make sense. And by the time you're an OT8, oh my God, those people are the most amazing people on the planet.
They know everything.
These OT8s, and you want to be that too, don't you? And people who are lower on the rung in Scientology do look at OT8s as these remarkable beings, powerful beings, and I could be just like that.
Thank you for watching the video, guys. If you haven't already subscribed, please smash that subscribe button and check out this clip's full podcast episode by clicking here or in the description below.